How's it going, everybody? My name's Tony Avina, and I want to help you learn how to design t-shirts. Today we'll be using Adobe Illustrator. So the first thing we need to do is open Illustrator and create a brand new file. So we go File, New. We're going to make this one 12 inches by 12 inches. And we're going to use RGB color mode. And then hit Create. Grab your type tool, click on your artboard. This one we're going to be using Times New Roman regular. We'll start out, we'll make the 72 point just to start. We're going to type out ham. And let's make this 160. We're going to use our selection tool here. Click on the text, hold down Option and Shift, and just drag this down a little bit. And that will make a duplicate. This one we're going to change. You can click and drag with your text tool to highlight everything. We're going to make this one say cheese. And we want this to be small caps here. So I'm going to select the A and the M with my type tool. Then I'm going to go to my character palette. If you don't know where to find that, it's under Window, Type, Character. Then down here you'll see this one's 2 T's, and that's all caps, and this one is small caps, the one next to it, with a T and a smaller T. So I'll click on that and it will make the A and the M into small caps. Same thing with the HEESE in cheese. We're going to make that small caps. Then we're going to use our text tool. Click on our artboard again. Type out, actually let's do apostrophe 20. Select tool. Move this down. And this apostrophe is a little bit far away from the 2. I want everything closer. So I'm just going to use my text tool, click in between the 2 and the apostrophe, and you'll see the blinking cursor there. Hold down Alt or Option and push the left arrow key on my keyboard, and we'll move that 0 a little closer to the 2. Selection tool. We'll move this down. And what we want to do from here is we want to align this 20 hopefully with 2 points on this text. So what I'm going to do here is go to View, Rulers, Show Rulers. I'm going to drag a ruler here from the top. From this top ruler, I'm going to drag a guide to the top of the M. And I can zoom in if I want to be more precise with that. Same thing, I'm going to drag a guide from this left ruler just to the right edge of that E. And now what I want to do is I want to try to align this 20 on 2 points if possible. So I'm going to move this down a little bit. I can move it, make it a slight bit smaller. I'm going to make it, no, actually I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just going to move it up here. And when you have circular shapes and you're trying to align things, they need to go a little past your alignment guide. You'll see if I pull the guide down across these letters down here that this area of the S goes above the guide. That's just because visually, if you made it even, it wouldn't look equal. It would visually look smaller. So now we have that, and what we want to do is make a few lines here. So I'm going to grab the pen tool, just right here. I'm going to click right next to the serif. Hold down Shift, and that'll just constrain my line so it's straight. And then click a little bit past the text. I can push Escape on my keyboard, and that will get me out of these anchor points. It'll stop trying to draw new anchor points. I'm going to grab the selection tool, and I want to go to my stroke palette. So I go to Window, Stroke. We'll make this a 5-point stroke. I can make another ruler here. And just align that to the top. And I can make another line here. Pen tool again, a little bit outside of the boundaries of the text. Click, hold down Shift, bring it just past the edge of this M. Escape. Now if I push down this, if I'm zoomed in and I push the space bar, it will turn into this hand tool, which allows me to move my artboard around. Okay, we're going to make one more here at the bottom. Now this is where the smart guides come in handy, because I can align it to this anchor point. Okay, click, hold down Shift, and then align it with that top one and click. I'm going to move this one on the bottom up a little bit. Move this one up. And then what I want to do is I want to add just a little tiny bit more detail. So I'm going to use my pen tool again. Align it with this anchor point. Hold down Shift. Align it with that anchor point. Push Escape. And then I'm going to make that stroke 2 points. And then just move them a little bit closer together. We'll do the same thing here. And I'm actually going to move this bottom one down, and I'm moving them with the selection tool. And I'm going to align it here, hold down Shift. And then I clicked a little too soon, so I can click off of my artboard with the selection tool. I can use my direct selection tool, find this anchor point, click, hold down Shift, and then click and drag. Okay, and you'll notice that instead of making the smaller stroke, this one made the larger stroke. So I can use my selection tool, select this path, and then go to my eyedropper tool. Click on the smaller stroke here, that small line, and it'll change it to that same point size. I'm just going to switch to my selection tool and move that down. Okay, we're almost done. We just need one more line of text. So we're going to still be using Times New Roman. And this one, let's try 60 points. It's going to be all caps. And that's too big, so let's try 36. I'm just going to make this line up left to right. Okay, now that should all be centered. Now what I need to do is, this is too small on my artboard, so I'm just going to select everything. So I grab my selection tool, click and drag across everything. Come to this one of the corners, hold down Shift, or click, hold down Shift and drag. And that's just going to make sure that it stays constrained so it doesn't move around like that. Now the only thing here is my line weights did not change, so I can just make those bigger if I want. I can change that to 8. Change that to 4. Then just go and select each one and use my eyedropper tool to match. Click, eyedrop, Select this one, eyedrop. Okay, now I'm done with my guide, so I can go to View, Guides, Clear Guides. And I'll just move this down on my artboard. Now I want to color my design, so I'm going to go here to my rectangle tool. Start in this top left corner. Just click and drag until it fills up the entire artboard. Now I don't want this in front of all my art, so I'm just going to go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. Now once we're here, we can go to our color. We go to our color palette here, and we're in RGB mode. Actually, I'm going to change mine to HSB. RGB. So if you're in RGB, you can make this 44177, or you can use this hex code 04294D, and it'll give you that blue. Now I'm going to go to Object, Lock Selection, and that will lock this selection here. The background now, it's locked to the artboard, so I can't move it. I'm going to click on Ham. Make sure that my swatch for fill is in the front, and then click this white swatch here. I'll do the same thing with 20. Same thing with cheese. Same thing with sandwiches. Now I can click on this top line, go select, same, stroke color, and that will select everything with the same stroke color. I want this fill to be none, so make sure the fill swatch is in front, click none. Now I'm going to make sure this one is, the stroke is in the front. I'm going to go here to my swatches, which you can find in window swatches. I'm going to click this red color over here. And I want to make this one actually red too, the 20. So I'll click on that, make that red. Oh, my stroke was in the front, so I want to make sure that I have my fill in the front. Click red, the red swatch, and this design is done. I can make this a little bit smaller if I need, and just align it back that way, and make sure it's still, I still want it to be aligned to the left and the right. And that's just going to give your design a little bit of unity, making sure that certain things line up in certain ways. And that's pretty much it for a political campaign parody shirt. You can make this say anything you want. Pick two things that you like, put them together here, add a funny slogan, take an existing campaign slogan, change it to whatever you need it to say, and this is a design that can give you endless possibilities. Click the thumbs up if you enjoyed this, thumbs down if you didn't enjoy it, subscribe if you want to see more content like that, hit the notification bell so you can see every video I upload. Thank you for watching, see you on the next one, and keep on designing.